Okay, so in previous session we covered single dimensional data structures series in pandas. Okay, let's move on to the two-dimensional data structures data frame in pandas. So data frame is a two-dimensional table-like structure in Python where data is arranged in rows and columns in tabular format. It is one of the most commonly used tools for handling data and makes it easy to organize, analyze, and manipulate data. Okay, it can store different types of data such as numbers, text, and dates across its columns. And the main parts of a data frame are rows, okay, labels that identify each row, columns, okay, that identify each data category, and the data, the actual values, okay, in the table in cells. So if we have a simple list of data, okay, we can easily create a data frame by passing that list to the data frame function, okay, which we can call on that alias, okay, pandas alias pd. So let's do this. So first of all, import pandas. Use import keyword and the name of the package that you want to import. Pandas, we want to import pandas, and give an alias. So pd. So by convention, okay, we always use pd. Run the cell. Okay, after importing pandas in your notebook, create a list. Let's create a list of fruits, and to create a list, let's use square brackets. Apple, banana, and kiwi, pear. Let's add one more element to it. Let's add orange. Okay, so we are adding 5 elements. We have 5 elements in this list. Run this cell. So we have created a list of fruits, strings, okay, fruit names. Let's print out fruits, and we have these 5 elements values in fruits list. Now to create a pandas data frame from this list, instead of using pd.series, okay, use pd.dataframe. So pd.dataframe. So this data frame is a class, and pass your list fruits and store this in a name, okay, in an object df1. So object name is df1. Run this cell. Now df1 is our data frame which we have created from the list fruits. Okay, to print out df1 and see, now we have apple, banana, kiwi, orange, and pear, okay, pear in this data frame, right? So you have the corresponding index values also here. So value is apple, index is 0, value is banana, index is 1, value is kiwi, index is 2, and value is pear, and index is 4, right? So index starts from 0 by default. It starts from 0. Okay. Now let's check the type of df1. We want to check the type of df1, so you can use type function here. Type of df1, and type is pandas.core.frame.dataframe. So it is data frame, right? So this is how you can create a data frame from a list of data. So here we first created a list of values, okay, fruits, list name is fruits, and from this list, based on this list, okay, here in this cell we are creating a data frame, okay, from this list, and then we are storing this reference, object of reference in df1, okay, and when we printed df1, okay, we got this. So here we have these values along with their indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then we checked the type of the df1, okay, which is data frame. Now we will discuss how to create a data frame, okay, from a dictionary. So suppose you have a dictionary, okay, and you want to create a data frame from that dictionary. So here, okay, when we create a data frame from a dictionary, the keys of that dictionary become column names, and the lists or the arrays become the values. Okay, so let's create a dictionary. So let's name it data, and we always use curly braces to create a dictionary. So first key is name, this is our key, and now create a list, okay, an array. So first name is, let's use abcd1, abcd2, abcd3, abcd4, and okay, 4 elements. And then create one more key value pair. Second key, okay, we can use age, we can use marks. So let's use age. Second key is age. Okay, abcd1, first element is abcd1. So age is 24. This first number is age, okay, for first element in name list, and 22, 17, and 19. Okay, here we have 4 names: abcd1, abcd2, abcd3, abcd4. Okay, in this key value pair, okay, we have 4 numbers, right, and key is age. Run this cell. So we have created a new dictionary. In this dictionary, we have 2 key value pairs. Okay, first key is name, second key is age. Now let's print out data. Now we have this dictionary. Now create a pandas data frame from this dictionary. Okay, so to create a data frame from this dictionary, use pd, the alias, dot data frame, this class, and pass data. And now data is dictionary, and store reference in df2. Okay, run this cell. Now df2 is our data frame, okay, which we have created from the dictionary data, right? So we have this dictionary data here, and we have created this data frame from this dictionary, okay, here in this statement. Now let's print out the data frame df2. df2, run this cell, and here we have name and age. So the name and age, these are keys, okay, and value for names are ABCD1, ABCD2, ABCD3, ABCD4. Okay, these are the values. And for age, we have 24, 22, 17, 19. Okay, these are the values. Okay, and on the left side of this we have index. Okay, for this row we have index 0, and for this row ABCD4, name ABCD4, we have index 3. Okay, now here actually, because we are creating data frame from a dictionary, okay, so dictionary keys become the column names because we have name. Now here column name is name, and the values become the rows. So these are the values. So these values become a rows. So here we have two keys, name and age. So we have two columns. Okay. So here name key becomes name column, and this age key becomes this age column, right? And we have the corresponding index values which starts from 0 by default. So this is how you can create a data frame, okay, from dictionary. Now we will discuss data frame inbuilt functions. Okay, we have inbuilt functions in data frame. So now we will go ahead and work with some inbuilt functions. So okay, we have a data set. Okay, so we will load a sample data set, okay, in our notebook. Okay, so we will use the iris data set. Iris data set is the one of the most well-known and commonly used data sets in the field of machine learning and statistics. You can download this data set from Kaggle website, kaggle.com. I already have this downloaded on my system, and this is CSV file, and this CSV file is present already in our notebook location, right? And we can load the iris dataset using read CSV method. So we want to load a CSV file. So type in here pd dot read underscore CSV. This read underscore CSV, and pass the file name. In my system, I already have iris.csv. So iris.csv. Okay, this is CSV file. And store its reference, okay, in a new object, okay, in a new name. So name the object to be iris, or we can name it, we can give it any name, right? Run this cell. Okay, so we have executed this cell. If we want to look at the first 5 rows of the data frame, okay, we have already executed this. It means data frame has been created. Okay, this data has been loaded in Pandas data frame. So if you want to look at the first 5 rows of a data frame, okay, then we can use the head function. Okay, so here you can use the name, the object name is iris, and dot head, use head function. Run this cell and see we have 5 rows. Okay, so this head function, okay, we get the first 5 records, first 5 rows. Okay, we see that this data set comprises of we have 6 columns. Okay, ID, sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and species. Okay, so if you want to look at the last 5 rows present in the data frame, head by default, okay, shows you first 5 rows. If you want to look at the last 5 rows present in a data frame, okay, then you can use tail function. You can use the data frame name iris dot tail. Run this cell, and now, okay, we are seeing what? We are seeing last 5 records, last 5 rows. Okay, index starting from 145, it is going on till 149. Okay, we have 5 rows. So here we are seeing the last 5 rows present in the data frame, right? So for last 5 rows, you can use tail. For first 5 rows, okay, you can use head function. If you want to see standard summary, okay, in that, or if you want to see the description, then we can use the describe function. Okay, so if you want a basic description of it, of a data frame, if you want to see a basic description of a data frame, a standard summary, okay, which includes count, mean, standard deviation, min, percentiles, max, okay, then you can use describe function. So if you want to see a basic description of data frame, you can use irs dot describe. Run this cell, and this is what we have. We basically have all of these different values. Okay, these different values. It automatically calculates count of rows, mean, standard deviation, okay, min, max, and these are 25%, 50%, 75%, okay, percentiles. So 25%, 50%, 75% rows represent statistical percentiles, okay, that describe the distribution and spread of your numerical data. Okay, then, okay, and these values actually tell you what percentage of your data points fall at or below that specific value. Okay, so it is showing 38.25, 75.5, 112.75. Okay, so these three values. Okay, 112.75. So these are the values. Okay, so 25%, 50%, 75% tells you what percentage of your data points fall at or below that specific value after sorting the column from lowest to highest. Okay, so here 25% tells you what? 25% tells you the 25% of the data points, okay, have a value lower than or equal to this number 38.25. Okay, here in this column. So let's talk about this sepal length. So in sepal length, 512 5.1 is the value. Okay, 25% of the data points have a value lower than or equal to this number 5.1. Okay, the remaining 75% of the data are larger. And here this is 5.8 in sepal length, 50% is 5.8. It means the 50% of data points are below this value and 50% are above it. This is the exact middle of your data set, okay, for this column. And 75%, this 6.4, this 75% of the data points have a value lower than or equal to this number, okay, 6.4. Only the 25% of the data are larger. Okay, so this is the standard summary of your data. Okay, we will discuss the standard summary and detail later on. So here, if you want to know the count of rows, okay, these are the count of rows, 150. It means we have 150 rows, okay, in our data set, in our data frame. Okay, so these are what? This number is what? This is the count of values in a particular column, right? If we want to find out the mean of sepal length, sepal width, petal width, okay, then this is the row. So this is the mean of sepal length, mean of sepal width, and this is the mean of petal length, and 1.198 is the mean of petal width, right? So it automatically calculates the sample standard deviation, okay, STD. This row actually this gives what? The standard deviation. Okay, it automatically calculates the sample, okay, standard deviation, okay, which is labeled as STD, okay, for all the numerical columns. Okay, so this is standard deviation values here for sepal length, sepal width. This is 0.433, okay, 594, right? This is standard deviation for petal length, standard deviation for petal width, right? So we have the minimum values, we have the maximum values, right? So we see that the maximum sepal length is this is the maximum sepal length is 7.9 and the maximum sepal width is 4.4, right? And the maximum petal length is 6.9, maximum petal width is 2.5, right? So from this summary, okay, we can get information about, okay, these count, mean, standard deviation, min and max, right? If you want to extract uh, only this standard deviation, okay, here we are getting the entire summary. But if you want to extract only the standard deviation row, here standard deviation is one row, okay, in this standard summary. So from this describe or from this standard summary, if you want to extract only the standard deviation, okay, in that case you can use this data frame name dot describe, and then you can call LOC method. Okay, so LOC will give you what? It will give you value of the specified column. So if you want to get the standard deviation of a particular column, okay, you can specify column here, STD here, STD. So it will give you this STD row, okay, value from this row for all the columns, right? These values. Run this cell and see. So in this cell, the ID value is, we are not interested in ID actually. We are interested in sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. So here standard deviation for sepal length is 0.82. Okay, this is 0.82. This is for sepal width, it is 0.43. It is 0.43. Okay, so you can get a particular record, to extract a particular record, okay, particular specific information, okay, from the standard summary, okay, you can use rs means data frame name dot describe, you can use LOC method and then pass name, okay, this name, right? Count, mean, std, okay. So if you want to extract, so to get the only mean and std, if you want to get only the mean and std from here, okay, what you can do is you can use LOC and here you can pass, you can use now one more square brackets. So here let's use here, okay, mean, to extract mean, pass mean, okay. So here in this list we have two names, mean and std, right? Standard deviation. Run this cell and now we have mean and std. Okay, so this is how you can extract, okay, more than one rows, okay, for comparison. So if you want to compare, okay, values from, okay, two rows, okay, you can use LOC and pass a list of rows, okay. So to calculate mean for a specific numeric column, okay, suppose you want to calculate mean for a particular column, in that case you can use the data frame name and then you can use the name of the column. So suppose we want to calculate the mean for this, okay, copy this column name, paste here. So it will give you what? It will give you value of this column, particular column, dot mean. Run the cell and now this is the mean of, this is the mean value of for this column, sepal length. So if you see, the mean for this sepal length is 5.84333 and we are getting the same value here, 5.84333. All right, so if you want to calculate a mean for a specific column. Okay, in that case you can use that data frame name. Within square bracket you can specify the name of that column, and then you can call mean, okay, on that particular column. And to calculate the standard deviation for all the specific, okay, numeric columns, okay, specific numeric column. So here suppose we want to calculate standard deviation for sepal length. Okay, you can use here std. Run this cell and see, this is 82806 for sepal length. So for sepal length, standard deviation is 0.82806. Okay, and same value we are getting here, right? So if you want to calculate standard deviation for a specific numeric column, okay, you can use std method. To calculate mean of a specific numeric column, suppose we want to calculate mean for the same column here, okay, we can use mean. So it will give you what? It will give you the minimum value, okay, from for this column. So let's run this, and it is giving 4.3. For sepal length, if you see, for sepal length, min value is 4.3. This is 4.3, and we are getting here 4.3. Right? We can perform basic operations on rows and columns, like adding rows, deleting rows, okay, selecting records or rows, and renaming. Okay, now let's see how we can extract individual rows and columns from a data frame. So for this purpose, we can use LOC and ILOC methods, ILOC methods. Okay, ILOC method helps us to extract rows and columns with respect to their index. So first print the iris data frame, RS, okay, and to get the first 5 rows, okay, you can use head. Run this, and this is the data we have in our data frame, right? Now to extract the first 5 rows, okay, we want to extract first 5 rows and first 3 columns, okay, 1 2 3, okay, ID, sepal length. This index column 0 1 2 3 4 is not the part of your data frame. Okay, this index is automatically generated. Okay, this is not part of your data. Okay, so column count starts from this column. So this ID is the first column, sepal length, and then sepal width. So if you want to extract the first 5 rows and the first 3 columns from this data frame, okay, you can use iloc function. So let's use here iris dot iloc. Okay, so this use iloc, and within square brackets specify, use comma first, use comma, and on the left side of this comma, okay, specify rows. So we want to extract first 5 rows, okay, 0 1 2 3 4. We want to extract these 5 rows. So 0 colon 5. This is exclusive, this is not inclusive. Now specify columns. So we want to extract, okay, first 3 columns. So 0 colon 3. Okay, so this 0 colon 5 specifies what? It specifies rows, and this specifies columns, right? So if you run this cell here, run. Now see, we get what? 0 1 2 3 4 means 5 rows, ID 1 2 3 4 5, okay, and ID sepal length and sepal width. Okay, so we get what? 3 columns, 5 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so here In this statement, okay, in square brackets, on the left side of this comma, whatever values are given, they will correspond to the rows. And on the right side of the comma, whatever values are given, they will correspond to the columns, right? So values on the left side correspond to the rows and values on the right side correspond to the columns. So here 0 colon 5 means that we are extracting all the rows from the index number 0 going on till index number 4, because this 5 is exclusive, and this 0 colon 3, this is for the columns. So we are extracting the columns of index number 0, index number 1 and index number 2. This is index number 0, index number 1, okay, and index number 2, right? Okay. So similar to this iLock, okay, we have lock method, LOC method. Okay, here for the column section, we don't give index values. Okay, unlike this, here we are giving index values for columns. Okay, we given the names of the columns. So if we want to extract the sepal length and petal width, sepal length and petal width, okay, what you can do is here you can use iris dot, the method name is lock, okay, and within square brackets use comma, first specify columns or rows, sorry, first specify rows on the left side of this comma, specify rows. So 0 colon 5, 0 colon 5. So 0 colon 5 means first 5 rows, okay, index starting from 0 to 4, okay, and there is a difference also, okay, we will see that difference. And then you can specify within parentheses, okay, the columns, okay, that you want to extract. So here we want to extract, suppose this sepal length, this column, so you can specify this column here, and we want to specify petal length, okay, and here this is petal length, okay. So here we are specifying column names in parentheses, right? So on the left side of this comma, okay, this is, here we are specifying rows, and here on the right side of this comma we are specifying columns, okay. We have specified two columns, sepal length and petal length, okay. Run this cell and see, we have 6 rows, 0 through 5. So in case of iLock, this 5 is exclusive, but in case of lock, this 5 is inclusive. This is inclusive, right? So if you want to extract only 5 rows, okay, use 4, don't use 5. In case of iLock, okay, to extract 5 rows, use 5, because this is exclusive, this 5 is exclusive, but here it is inclusive. Run this cell and now we are getting 5 rows, okay, and 2 columns, right? So if you want to uh, perform the data column selection, okay, if you want to extract specific columns from a data frame, okay, you can use here iris, the data frame name, and within this, okay, you can specify, suppose we want to extract this, only one column, okay, pass this. Let's run this. See, we are getting value from this particular column, okay, 5.1, 4.9, okay, these are the values. So first 5 rows and last 5 rows, Okay, name is sepal length, cm, length is 150. Length means the count. Okay, the count of values in this column is 150, and the data type is float. These are float values, right? Because these are decimal values. Okay, and if you want to extract multiple columns, okay, in that case you can use, let's copy this, and if you want to extract one more column, suppose petal length, see, if you want to extract multiple columns, then pass names and square brackets. For single column you can pass without square brackets, okay, but to extract data from multiple columns, use one more square bracket, set of square brackets. Run this, and now we are getting value, okay, from two columns, sepal length and petal length. Okay, now pass, because we want to extract values from more than one column. Okay, so pass column names and square brackets. Okay, if you want to select a particular record, particular row, okay, in that case also you can use LOC. So here iris and dot LOC within square brackets. Okay, if you want to extract first row 0, index 0, we are not specifying column here. Okay, it means all columns will be extracted, but only first record will be extracted, right? See, ID, sepal length, this is first record, sepal width, petal length, petal width, species, right? And if you want to extract third row, you can write iris dot loc and pass 2 index value 2. Run this cell, and we have this. Okay, this is third record, ID is 3, here it is ID is 1, right? So that's all for this session. Okay, thank you for joining. See you in the next session. Okay, we will continue this topic. Okay, next session.